Hello and welcome back. Today I am finally going to sit down and record our curriculum choices for my youngest son, who will be kinder, first grade. He is on the autism spectrum, so considered special needs, and so it doesn't have one concrete grade. It just kind of fluctuates and we just go at his pace. So if you're interested in seeing what we've chosen for him, stay tuned and watch. So for my son, we do a variety of activities, and honestly, no 2 days look the same. So the curriculum choices that I'm going to show you are just kind of our base curriculum choices. So at the start of last year, I don't think that I even started out with a set curriculum for him. We were just kind of still playing games, doing morning activities, setting up invitations to play, that kind of thing. And then we slowly started finding things that were working for him. And then towards the end of the year, the things that worked at the beginning of the year were no longer working for him, or he was just bored of them. And so we tried different things. So I'm going to go in and start with what our base is, or what we're going to start with, and see how far along we can get with that. As it moves and flows, let me know if you'd like to see a continual update of it, and I'd be more than happy to share the different things that we're trying out with him. So to begin with, we like to start with a morning binder for him, and all that is just a little binder. I have purchased a set from Teachers Pay Teachers, and I will link everything that I can down below for you. But inside the binder, I've just placed one of these pencil pouches, and it houses a little eraser. This is actually from the Dollar Tree. It is one of those, I think they're sold as like face sponges, maybe? I don't know. I'll take it out and show you. It's these little scrubbers. I think they are marketed for your face, but we use them for dry erase. They work great. So I have one in there along with the dry erase marker, and then just some odds and ends of Velcro pieces that go to the activities in here. So that will stay in there for him. The first thing we're going to practice with him is writing his name. So what I will do first is see if he feels like writing it for himself, and if not, sometimes he'll have me write it first and then he'll copy it. So we're going to have him practice writing his first name here, and then on the next page we've set it up and he's going to learn to spell his last name. So I will have the Velcro pieces here. I have letters that spell out our last name, and I'll mix them up and he'll put them in the right order here. For calendar time in the morning, also we'll be going over the seasons, and he'll just mix and match what, well, not mix, but he'll match the seasons to their appropriate place. So here these say winter, spring, summer, autumn, and he'll match them with the right tree. On the back of that, we have the same kind of thing, but these have the words written on them, and so he can do that again. This sheet is another Velcro type thing. I can sequence the day of the week, so this goes along with the, sorry, I don't know if you can see that in the glare, but the sequence of the day of the week, and he will just put the days of the week in order. And then this will help with spelling. So this is, I can trace the days of the week. So if he doesn't want to do every single page in here, that's fine. But I want to give him different options of things to do. If he'd rather do the Velcro, or if he'd rather write it out that day, we're still learning the same thing. We're still getting the days of the week kind of cemented in for him. But he has an option, and that I found is really key with my son, is to, as long as we're getting the same kind of information across, but giving him different options and different ways to gather that information, that works best for us. So I can write the month, and then here it has August written out. I don't know if you can see, there we go, has it written out, and then behind here I have all the rest of the months printed, so I can just go flip them through as we need to. These are just in sheet protectors, and so you can write on them and erase them, but I will warn you, you do need to erase them. Like, I wouldn't leave it on for like a week and then try to erase it, because it gets very difficult to get off. This is just practicing the alphabet. I can sequence the alphabet, so as you can see, they have some for you to trace the little dots, and then they have blank spaces, and you can fill in the alphabet there. And then the last page I have in here is I know my phone number. So we don't have a landline anymore, but I have the digits to my phone number. I'm not going to show it on camera, so I've just pulled them off. But I have the digits to my phone number here, and then he places them in the right order so he can learn mommy's phone number in case of an emergency or if he ever needs that. And that is all that we have in his morning binder for now. This is really great because they have other options in that package, in that printable set that I'll link below for you, of different things you can put in there. So if he gets bored with it or if he moves past a skill, we can add in a newer skill for him. Also, a way to build your own morning binder without having to purchase it is using worksheets. If you want to just gather some worksheets and put them in these sheet protectors, and then you can have your kids just kind of a warm up to school and getting ready to get started. So that is one of our morning activities that we have for him. A lot of times too, what I'll do is put out a little invitation to play. So I will link down below one of our favorite persons to follow. I believe her Instagram handle is Days with Gray, but she has these and they're great for like pre-learners, but they're also great just to reinforce this. It's also really great to just reinforce their confidence with skills they already have. We will put out a little activity for him to start in the morning to do that. For his English language arts, it's going to be a kind of different variety of things again. So one of the things we're doing for his English language arts is also from Teachers Pay Teachers. I really love that website because it gives you a variety of things to order, and you can just kind of print out what you need and leave what you don't want. So you'll see we do a lot with that website. But this is from the Moffat Girls, and like I said, I will link down below. This is called their guided reading. And what you do, I kind of just have it printed out this way. You have little books that go along with it and then worksheets that go along too. So I've printed out just the first couple of ones for him. I do have all the books printed out, but I don't have the worksheets for each book done. I just did, I believe, the first 3 books, and then these are just the books here. But I did that because I want to see how it goes with him and if it's something that he's enjoying doing. And then, like I said, part of the joy of having Teachers Pay Teachers is that I only print out what I need. So if he becomes bored with it or we need to switch over to something else, we have that option. On the other hand, if it's working great, then I can print out a couple more and we can continue with it. So I have it set like this, and then I just put it in a big envelope. But what this is you read a really simple story with your child. I went ahead and printed out the lesson plans in a booklet type form on my printer so that it's smaller, and then it's just like in this little booklet form. So you go through one book for about a week or whatever pace your child's at, and you do different activity with it. So the first time around, she has you preparing and predicting. She has a different worksheet for that. I won't show you everything just out of respect for her work, but so you get an idea of it, I will show you some things. I just went through and printed out some of the things that I think would be beneficial to him. So we are not doing the entire set with all of the worksheets. I just pulled out a few. So typically what we'll do is we will read through the story. She has different ways that you can print out the book, like with or without the dots and things like that, depending on where you're at with reading. So what we typically do for my little man is go through the story. This one is about pirates. It has some I printed this one on cardstock. I printed this one in color. She does have a black and white option also. And then she has just some really simple sentences. I see a ship and a pirate. And so you go through it together. On the back of it, she has the sight words that you're learning in the story, and then some story words here. Each day you read the story and you either do some predicting or you go through sequencing, that type of stuff. And then we do different worksheets. So one day we have sight word practice for the letter N. You have pages like this that have different pictures here at the bottom, and they're there to cut it out and then put it in the appropriate side here. So words that start with CH make the ch sound, and then ones that make the sh sound, and then they'll coordinate like that. And so it's just really simple worksheets and activities like that. I will typically give him like 1 to 2 worksheets a day, depending on how much he's willing to do with me. The other thing that I am going to try out with him, and is brand new for him, we did do a little bit of this with my daughter, is the All About Reading Blast Off to Reading. So this is level 1, and like I said, we did start this with my daughter, so some of our activities are already taken out, but I think we have most of them, and if not, I'm sure I can figure out how to have a similar activity for him to do. But we're going to try All About Reading with him and see if he enjoys this one, and kind of just getting his phonic sounds to form words. So he is at the point where he does know He recognizes letters and he knows they all have a sound to it, and I'm pretty confident that he can do the sounds and the letters. It's just now we're going to try to get him learning how to blend them together. So this set comes with you get a teacher manual for it, and then you get the activities, and you also get some flashcards. This box is the pre-reading box, but it's about the same size box that you get, and it just has little flashcards for you to go through as you go through the sounds and words and things like that. So we're going to try this with him, like I said, and see how it works. We do have one more thing that kind of falls into the English language arts, and this is a favorite of ours. We're going to do a little bit of 5 in a row. So 5 in a row, if you're not familiar with it, is a literature-based program, and you read a book with your child for about a week or so, however long you want to work through the book, and then based on that book, you have little activities that you will pull through that book. You can have activities for all different kinds of subjects. So just for example, I'm going to open up to any random one. This book is Another Celebrated Dancing Bear, and they give you ideas for geography and culture, social studies, language, vocabulary, characterization, art, etchings, colors, noticing detail, math, the hours on the clock, and math knowing 7 days in a week, science. From this book, you can learn boiling point and freezing point. So it just has a lot of really great stuff, and the books are really great too. We have done this curriculum a little bit off and on with my other 2 children, and we really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to read the story. You read the story every day for the week or for however long you're working through it. And these stories really become a really great part of your child's life. And so I think my little man enjoys reading and having stories read to him. He really likes books, so I think he's really going to enjoy this. So we're going to do a couple of the books from here, again, just seeing how it goes. We're probably not going to get through all of this in one day, but like I said, I have different things to pull from, and just getting him in the groove of doing school and just absorbing and learning a little bit every day. Now, as far as his math, we are going to stick with another Teachers Pay Teacher, and it's from the Moffat Girls again. We finished up last year doing Moffat Girls, their Kinder Math Made Fun, and we didn't get through the entire year. So we are going to, this was one that we started later in the year because we switched over programs. So this, we are going to continue with it, and the way that I have it set up is, again, I printed out the lesson plans in a booklet type format for me, so I print 2 to a page, but the way it's set up is it's a full page, so you can print it out full-size page if you'd like to. I was just doing this to save paper. I just kind of have it at the ready. This little tab here is the lesson that we're on, so I know that we can just flip right to it. So what you do again is you introduce a concept to them, or you reinforce a concept, and then you do a worksheet or 2 together, and then they have a fun activity, hands-on activity to do. So how I have it set up is I just have one of these little folders, and I have in here our lesson plans. This is from one of the activities. I didn't want to get it lost, so I have it in here. I have a hundreds chart in here also for us, so when we need it, we have it ready. And then the top page here, I have, this is from somewhere else. I will try to remember where it's from and write it down. But this is number formation poems, and it just helps your child remember the numbers, and has a little poem to go with it. So for 0, make a circle like an O. Now you have the number 0. And then it helps them remember these types of things. So I have that in the front for him in case he wants to trace over it and just get that concrete before we start writing our numbers together. And then through the lessons, I go ahead and I print for each lesson. I print out the worksheets that she advises to do, and I put them in here. So then as we work through it, I just know this is for this lesson. When that's empty, we go to this page. This is for this lesson. I hope that makes sense. So I have all of his worksheets in this folder here, and then in the same Latchmate bin, I have the different activities. And the way that we have that is that I just printed them out, and then I put the little pieces, the extra pieces that she has, in a little Ziploc bag, and I paper clipped it to the actual thing. So this particular center or activity is called All Aboard Train, and you put the train in order from numbers 51 to 75. So we actually did this one already, and it was a lot of fun. What I had him do was you You have your number recording sheet here so they can go ahead and record the numbers 51 through 75 in order. And then she also has this printout of the train. And then in here, what we have in here, I just printed out the cover of the center so I kind of had a fresh idea of what we were supposed to do with it. You have little caboose trains that go behind the front of the train, and then you put them in order. I put up a string in our home and I stretched it as far as we could, you know, from one chair to another. And then I had to put books on the chairs because the the clothespins were going to make it a little heavy. But I pinned this up at one side, and then I let him pin up these in the right order as more of a hands-on full body activity. And those are the kinds of things that my youngest really thrives on and he really enjoys. Once we can get his whole body into it, he is ready and willing to show up and do the work. So that's why a lot of our stuff is hands-on things. The other thing we do all together is our Bible study, and I will link, I believe I showed the Bible study in my 9th graders curriculum haul, so I will post that video, and then I will also put up a picture of the study that we're doing. But we do Bible study all together, and his little portion of Bible study is just getting him to sit and listen with us, and then he has a coloring book that he can color in. Or I let him do one of the other morning activities that is a little quieter. We do have some puzzles and things like that, and so I usually do our Bible study over breakfast so that the kids are eating well. I'm reading the portion to them, and then they have their activities that follow. We also have a subscription to Reading Eggs that we paid for, and him and my daughter, it's great. We have it set up so that you can have more than one student. So for now, it's just my daughter and my youngest that have a subscription to that, and they will do that a couple of times a week as well. But that is it for his base curriculum for this upcoming year. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you liked videos like this. We post videos about homemaking and homeschooling and how we just find the inspiration amongst our chaos.